Alright, here we go. Welcome to Arcane Duels. This is the Shark Tank. I think this is like episode 10. Something like that. Yeah. Anyway, today I'm going to play a paladin. I have a paladin based on a priest that I have been running lately that I don't think I've recorded or I don't remember. And today we're bringing on to the show a whole bunch of people and spectators, but we're playing against RomeoXero, our good friend Romeo. He's running his druid that he says is not his Gen Con druid, for what that's worth. I remember the Gen Con druid, but for those who haven't been to the Gen Con tournament and seen his druid, it probably won't mean anything. So yeah, we're going to pass through the first part of the game early. We're going to stick with the Cassiel opening and mana crystal. The idea is to make Cassiel a mana bot for us because I have 6 remove curses and she can cast, well, she can just cast them and I gain 2 mana. So I don't need to use all 6 for strictly mana creation, but she's like an overgrown monk, effectively. And she can cast other stuff too, so she channels as well as giving me extra mana. She has multi-purpose. A lot of the spells in this book are chosen because she can cast them. And so, yeah, that was part of the design of the book. The good thing, well, the interesting thing, is I plan to go hit things a lot. Stabby with a sword, and then put myself on guard to make up for some of the lost actions for having less creatures. We'll see how that actually ends up playing out in practice, but that is the idea. So Romeo goes ahead. Actually, I didn't narrate what he did. He went up, moved a mana flower into there, and we're done with our first turn. Let's see what his quick cast is. I assume it's going to be a tree. It usually is a tree, and that may not be the case. It might be a tree later on. There's the vine tree, no real surprise there. And so the first round plays out pretty typically. Paladin casting Cassiel and Druid casting the tree and a flower. Just basically creating a nice little garden. Anyway, we'll cycle back in the next turn. Alright, so this turn, Cassiel's going to do our remove curse trick. I'm going to cast a mana crystal and a sunfire amulet to start jacking up our life here. And see if we can start competing with some of the tankiness that the druid has. So we're going to go into the deployment phase, and we'll see what he puts off the tree. For reference, he's at 16 mana, I'm at 15, we're pretty close. He's channeling 1 extra right now. So the vine markers come out. And, oh, I guess I'm done with deployment. And we'll see a Thorn Lasher. He says it's not his, Gen Con druid, yet it looks awfully like his Gen Con druid. That's alright though. I'm just messing around. Let's see here. So first quick cast goes in, or we're into the first quick cast now. And both of us are going to skip through it. If he ends up passing, I'm just going to do the remove curse to get some extra mana before anything else. And we wait. And there's the pass. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do our little trick here. Reveal, remove curse, not remove any curses, and gain 2 mana. Hooray, 2 mana. And so, we're just basically building up a bunch of mana in the first place for this turn. We're not really planning to, or this is just early setup part of the game. At some point I would like to deploy Crusade Banner and bring out 2 of these 4 creatures. I have 2 Knights of the Red Helm, Knight of Westlock, and Isambila. Alright, so he's going to go with the Scout, is he? Alright, that's fine. I think I'm going to wait to engage a little bit, so I'm going to stay back this turn. And we're going to put the Mana Crystal here. And we'll go into the final quick cast. So I'm going to stay back a little bit until I have a little bit more armor, and I'm also going to put on a Divine Protection. So whether if and or when I start getting dragged around and or to counter the Straywood Scout a little bit, that will make them roll a whole bunch less dice against me. We're going to see some enchantments coming down, are we? Alright. That's fine too. Let's go ahead and do the Sunfire Amulet and start getting our life total up there pretty high. And then we'll cycle back on the next turn. Okay, so this turn, we're going to do the Divine Protection thing from Castiel, because it costs us nothing to enchant ourselves. I'm going to bring out Radiant Breastplate, because that's a really awesome piece of armor. And I'm also going to bring out the Champion's Gauntlets for anticipation of bringing out the sword. Yeah, mostly I want to make sure I keep the sword and, you know, the ring that I put on here in a little bit, and anything. Really, that's all I'm protecting is the sword, but we'll go from there. I have to make sure I remember how to do all the Valor stuff, because there are times I forget about Valor when playing the Paladin. So it's one of those, how do I get it again? You know. Alright. So he's definitely trying to control the middle of the board, and that's to be expected. I would like to get a Crusade banner out there in the middle at some point, and hopefully take some of it back with some of the knights here. I haven't really quite figured out how to do that yet. So I think what we're going to do is actually go ahead and start with the enchantment of the Divine Protection. And that way there, on the off chance we do somehow start taking attacks, we have a way to mitigate a little bit of it. And I'm going to follow it up by moving here and casting the 2 pieces of equipment that I have, because I want to get ready to start stabbing this guy. And so, well, maybe I won't want to stab first. Maybe the first thing I do is, instead of stabbing, I would just punch. There we go. That's the other verb. Anyway, so the Straywood Scout is going to mark either myself or Castiel, probably myself, for extra damage. It doesn't have to be anywhere near anybody at the moment, but yeah, there we go. Gonna mark me until the end of the round. Not that it currently matters much, but you never know. I will pass to make him use another action just in case. It's just smart. I don't really have a reason to do that at the moment, but it's just smart to let him do that at the moment, because I have nothing that is pressing in terms of needs to happen right now. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, Kelsar Ranger. This is going to be a fun one. He's going to get a lot of little weenies out there that roll a lot of extra dice because of this guy. So I may have to yank him out of there with a teleport or something and crush him. We'll see. So I do believe it's actually best if I stay in my zone one more turn, because I don't want to walk out there and get snatched at the moment. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the quick cast thing. Alright. So let's see, amulets on the neck, that goes there. We got gloves on the hands. Alright, anyway. So that's it for our turn. It's not anything particularly surprising based on what we've talked about so far. The good news is we'll be up to 20 mana at the end of this turn. I'm thinking maybe I should have aroused the beast, excuse me, because we're going to need to take care of these Thorn Lashers before we actually cast any creatures out. Although 3 armor might be enough to mitigate a lot of what he tries to do. So we will see here. Yeah, we'll figure that out, I guess, at the next turn here. Alright, so I just realized something, that typically I like to use this armor to put myself on guard a lot so I can get 2 attacks in a round. However, I'm realizing that it's probably going to be a lot of ranged attacks, which means that the guard marker won't help me all that much. So I probably won't be doing a whole lot of guarding. I'll be doing a lot more just stabbing and probably attack spelling at this point to make sure we can knock these guys down quickly. So I think we're going to stay in our corner one more round, and then, you know, as we do the remove curse trick, we put on Bear Strength and Dawnbreaker Ring, and then next turn we'll start moving out. And then we'll drop the banner, hopefully to get some, we'll get the banner to hopefully get some more creatures on the board. We're building up mana in anticipation of that turn, because it's going to cost us quite a bit for these creatures anyway. So we might as well be able to just drop the banner and pop it at the same time. So I'm saving mana up a bit for that, and it's going to save us some actions. Really, is the reason I have the banner. Is we're going to save, instead of casting 2 full casts and then moving out, I'm going to go ahead and move up here, probably get snatched into here, and then drop the banner somewhere in one of these 2 zones that I haven't decided yet. I haven't figured out how I'm going to deal with the fact that they're going to get a ton of dice against my creatures. before they get to react. That may end up being a bad plan unless I can kill one of these guys quickly, but I'm not really sure. I'm kind of winging that one, to be honest. We'll see though. So he deploys another Thorn Lasher here in the deployment zone as well, or excuse me, deployment phase. I'm good at words. And so that makes this a little bit of a packed zone here, but that's okay. Hopefully we'll be able to survive. I say hopefully, like it's a thing. But we'll see. So Thorn Lasher is going to spend the action. That means we're safe to move here. He's going to have the crystal. That makes sense. So we're safe to move here. Currently. He only has 5 mana, so he can't really teleport me too far. He can move me into here, but I'm not sure it'll do all that much. I say that and something crazy will happen, but yeah. So he's rolling dice, and the reason it takes a while for the first time is it has to fill out an array, and the array takes a while to run the first time, but usually every time after that it'll run pretty quick. So 2 damage comes through. Anyway, so he has four creatures. I have 2. I'll go ahead and pass and make him use most of his turns. That way there we don't get too much damage done to us for when I think we might end up moving here now. Because I'll have initiative next turn. So that way there I can move in, stab something. Yeah, I think that's the right order. We want to go in, we want to stab something. And then on his initiative, we want to drop the banner and deploy. I'll figure it out. And the interesting thing is I think I can wreck that guy in one hit if I just... Well, I can definitely wreck him if I challenge him, especially, right? So let's go ahead and start moving. Oh, wait, no. Let's pass one more time. But then we'll start moving into position. And we'll challenge something, we'll get some valor. We'll challenge another thing, we'll kill it, we'll get some valor. We'll challenge another thing, get some valor. And build the valor up a little bit, too. One day I need to remember what the actual auras are, aside from the whole melee plus and piercing plus 1, but I don't really remember what they are. The only one I care about is that 6 valor one. Alright, so let's do our mana generation. Alright. Let's see what else he's going to do. He's probably going to use that guy and just do nothing, but that's okay. Dawnbreaker Ring and Bear Strength will be on us when we go here. And then we're going to go stab some things the next turn with hopefully large amounts of dice. But oh, it's going to be Arouse the Beast maybe. Yep. Interesting. So he's going to attack the mana crystal. That's fine too. I don't actually need the 11 channeling. I just have it because it's a leftover from the priest that I actually ported this over from. It sucks that he's getting some hits on my stuff, but alright, 2 more damage. I guess I can pass one more time now since he has another creature. Or another action advantage there. Druid's going to come join the fight. This is about to get weird. Okay. So he's going to move the Lasher into this zone probably and do an attack with it. Which means that the whole snatch thing doesn't do a lot in terms of moving things around, unless he wants to spend an action to move them around again, which I find myself oddly okay with this. So what I'm going to do actually is move into range now. Oh wait, I need to, let's move first and then cast that on us. And we will follow it up with the ring. And that's it for our turn, and now we're in position. Now he has to make a choice between attacking the mana crystal and my mage, which I think the attack is still hit the mana crystal anyway. But at least he has to think about it now. So next turn we're going to go ahead and cast... Actually, we're probably going to move in here, punch something, and cast the banner. And once we've done that, we'll deploy and then probably pull out a sword. Man, he's getting critical 2s on every one of those. That's alright though. Mana crystal down. I'll have 27 mana next turn. Crusade Banner's going to cost me 7. Bear Strength's going to cost me 3, so it's 10. Yeah, that could be interesting. Alright. Yeah, we'll cycle back to the next turn and see where it goes. And so I've brought both options, the Crusade Banner and the sword. I'm expecting to use the sword and go in and start stabbing things. I have challenged the Kelsar Ranger here to be able to reroll some of the dice and hopefully get a Valor from punching her to death and or stabbing. And we're going to go ahead and reveal these two in the probably deployment phase so we can prevent a Seeking Dispel from catching them. And we're going to go ahead and preload to Galvanize with Cassiel. So we're going to go ahead and skip our deployment since we don't have any. And he's going to go ahead and deploy at least a vine, 2 vines. I'm expecting a wall. Would a wall happen? I don't know if a wall would happen. Maybe. Oh, it's a Tanglevine, because that makes sense. Okay. Well, it appears that I will be Crusade Bannering in the final quick cast. Also fine. I guess this gets him a chance to target me for, looks like 11 dice, one of which has piercing 1. Okay. I guess if that's how it's going to be, we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll do... We won't do that one. We'll see if he wants to go for that one. We're not going to quick cast at the moment. And actually, I could cast the sword and gain some Valor just by hitting the Tanglevine. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's cast the sword. And we're going to go ahead and reveal the Bear Strength. We're going to roll a bunch of dice against the Tanglevine. Worst case scenario doesn't work. Radiant Slash. And maybe we'll get lucky the dice go high. If they go up by 1, I mean, plus minus 1 isn't all that statistically irrelevant. So... Ah, hey, we got 10 damage. Cool. So, we just smashed the Tanglevine, which is kind of cool. He's still going to get all those attacks on me regardless. It doesn't change much. Oh yeah, and I get a Valor in the process. Let's find some Valor. I need to make that a shortcut sometime. Let's put that to the back, and we'll go ahead and pass because it won't matter much. Alright, so he's going to get a whole bunch of dice, generally speaking, against me, but they're all little weenies. So I wonder if I can just move in and attack. Well, I mean, I have to move in. He may just drag me in, and I might get to attack afterward. We'll see if I survive this. With 2 armor, I feel pretty good about it, but I might need to add more armor to this book. I kind of did just port this thing over, so... The cool part about the challenge is he can only reroll the melee dice, and there is no melee attack for that ranger. So, I get free rerolls against that one. Does 1. I'm expecting 5 to 8 damage to get through from this whole thing. Somewhere in that range. I can just have Cassiel start heal botting me at some point as well, because I have enough heals to make that worth it. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, he's gonna start throwing attack spells. Okay. He's got 6 mana, so that means Acid Ball, probably. Yep, there it is. So I'll just cast another one of these next round. Pick out what he wanted. So we're looking at probably a little more than the 5 to 8 we were expecting. We're probably looking at 9 to 10 based on 3 dice each. So that'd be what, 8 to 10 is the highest statistical likelihood here. So actually I could end up getting rid of one of these corrodes now. So I'll probably do that actually. 4 damage, dang it. Alright, well, we're going to do that. And we're going to go ahead and do the galvanized thing. Maybe? Come on. There we go. Alright, we got rid of one of the corrodes. So that'll save us a little bit against these guys. It won't be much, probably. We're still going to take a bit of damage, but I've got some heals for that specifically. And next turn I'm thinking the attack spells might come down. Actually, Pillar of Righteous Flame would do a lot of good right now. Arg, 3 criticals. Alright, fine. So I'm thinking Pillar maybe next turn as well, instead of the armor. It's an option. I don't know. Is it worth it for one corrode? So we get another one. 3 more dice, 4 more damage rolled. Erg. Alright. So 3 got through. That's okay. The dice are not very friendly to me right now. They'll come back though. They always come back. Alright. Strongest creature. Round. Oh, I forgot the damn signet. Dang it. I knew I forgot something. Oh well. Alright, he rolled blanks that time. Cool. I'm alright with that. And I guess we'll cycle around to the next turn. And after being a dork and forgetting my signet, I have to adjust my plan a little bit. I'm not going to generate all that much valor. So I'm thinking I'm going to put a Pillar of Righteous Flame down here in the first quick cast, and then I probably won't banner, but I'll start trying to smack things around with the sword and, you know, stuff. I'm rolling 8 dice as it is. I brought a heal on Cassiel just in case I can find a way to use that. And it'd be, I guess, useful for lack of a better term. He may end up trying to push me out and tangle vine me into place again, which means I'll cast the Crusade banner probably. It's more of a question than an answer. We'll see though. And then I'll probably cast the, I'll cast the Pillar, and then I will probably hit the Ranger with it. I'm guessing a Vine Snapper's coming out now. Nope. Is he trying to dissolve? I have gauntlets. My gauntlets said no. Alright, so he's going to end up paying only 4 mana to get rid of the gauntlets. Good news is, we have another pair of both of those. So, I don't need the sword, I just happen to like the sword. So let's do this. Let's hit that. And hopefully we roll above. Yay! Come on, you can do it, dice. Hey, we did it! So I got my challenge marker back. Hooray! And I have one last thing attacking me. Yay, Pillar. You're a good friend, Pillar. Yeah, so now let's see where it goes. He's gonna go ahead and dissolve my sword. I think I'm okay with that too. But if he's not going to, I'm gonna go ahead and smack something with it. And then put myself onto guard, just in case his mage starts trying to smack me. I think that's the best plan. Alright, so he's putting a whole bunch of markers onto everything because he's noobing it. But alright, so now I take extra dice of damage, which we knew already. But nothing with piercing anymore. Hooray! So let's go for, I think we want to go for another big swing here. And hope. Oh wait, that's right. Galvanize doesn't automate yet. So one of these days I'll remember to do that. I just haven't done it. It doesn't give you a melee. So I should be rolling 8 dice, and I get 10 damage, which is just short of what we wanted. That's okay. He'll die in the upkeep. Even with the regen, I'm hoping the pillar can take him out. So this is just in case the mage attacks me. So we'll see. One can hope, right? Alright, dice. Be good to us. So since these are ranged attacks, I actually won't get to counter against any of these. It's when the mage might punch me. He's got 8 mana, so I'm expecting a boulder, but just in case he tries to punch me. Alright, 1 damage. And I'm snatched. Hooray! I'm going to keep passing a bit, and then I'm going to have Cassiel move. Well, hopefully she won't have to move. I'm going to have Cassiel go ahead and put a heal onto my mage when the time is right. I'm going to wait until he's got 1 action. Or, yeah, until we're even on actions. Hopefully that'll help make it so that I don't really know what I'm thinking. I'm just kind of hoping that works for what that's worth. Yeah, I'm thinking this pillar's going to come in a lot of handy here, actually. Alright, 2 critical. Could totally be worse. We're going to go ahead and pass one more time. And then we will do the cast heal. And then next turn I'll probably do a healing charm. Mostly because it's automated and I don't feel like rolling it. And we're kind of changing our plan originally from a bunch of buddies to now it's just going to be me smacking things. Which I'm okay with. I like smacking things. Alright, 1 more damage. Not terrible. That was a pretty good round for us in terms of dice. And a pretty poor one for Romeo, unfortunately. So he's reminding me that I forgot to take a Valor for the smack this time. Which is good that someone's reminding me, because I don't play Paladin very often, obviously. Anyway, yeah, I'm out of practice with Paladin. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go do this thing. We will heal 8 dice right now. 9 damage down to, I can math, we're down to 6. The dice have been friendly this round. Very, very friendly, in fact. And they've been pretty friendly all game. In terms of being friendly to everybody, I guess. Because the dice have been rolling pretty high for both sides up until this round. This round his Thorn Lashers rolled a bit low, but I'm okay with that personally. I would take that. I would prefer that over them rolling high. So, you know, we'll see. He's going to throw another attack spell at me. And a rock. He's throwing a rock. 6 dice, I believe, because of Hawkeye and the extra die. Cool. 6 dice, rolls 6 damage, gets a daze, and 5 will go through. So that heal was pretty timely. Or, heal may be the wrong word. No, yeah, it was heal. So I'm only at 11 now, as opposed to practically dead. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to see if he... Yeah, I'm going to see if he wants to do the pillar. This way here, in case it burns the thing, I want the burn just to automate, but it's not a huge deal either way. So we're going to do that now. Needs 3 damage because he's going to regenerate. I'm doing this a little bit ahead of time. Gets 3 damage, and it would get the burn, so he would be dead either way, regardless of regeneration. So I was right earlier, that pillar is awesome. I am a big fan of it right now. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next turn and hopefully smack down another Thornlasher. Okay, so this turn, Castiel is going to cast Healing Charm on a Mage. I'm going to bring a Force Push just in case, but I expect to really just cast the Champion's Gauntlets in the first quick cast. That way there I can protect the sword again and make him use even more spells to get rid of the sword. Though, maybe it's not that big of a deal. I like the sword, but the strategy is more about punching things anyway. Yeah, the light damage is nice too, so I guess if I could choose to keep the sword, I will do so. I don't want to write it off like I don't need it, but I like, it's not the only thing keeping me in this game, I guess, is a way to look at it. It is a nice extra benefit. So, alright, Thornlasher coming out from the other zone. Cute. Maybe if I don't know, maybe for some reason I can force push it into here. I don't remember if rooted means it can't be pushed. I don't think it does. So we're going to go ahead and cast the gauntlets here and prevent just a regular old dispel, or excuse me, dissolve, just in case he was planning on it. And it gets us a chance to save some mana. And so the next thing we're going to try to do is we have a 50-50 shot of actually hitting this Thornlasher. Oop. Let's get rid of the guard first, because that'll screw up the dice roll. Yep, Radiant Slash, 8 dice, come on, daze. And you missed. That's alright. Not so good, man. And then we're going to pay 2, just in case he decides it's a good idea to come back in here, which I don't think he will, but just in case, we're going to put ourselves on guard. We have the mana to spare at the moment, because it's going to cost us 4 for the Healing Charm. And there will be the mark. Yep. I'll go ahead and let's do the Healing Charm now, assuming he's done, to prevent a random poison blood from showing up. I think that's the right play. And then once we knock out the Thornlashers here, I think we're in a pretty good position. Regardless of anything else, we need to knock out the Thornlashers, I think, first, and then reassess. I think those should be objective 1. Just because of the positional problems they cause, especially a melee mage. Okay, sweet. So he is done. We're going to go ahead and do this now. And the cool part is this spell happens to be automated, so I can just double click it, reveal it. Maybe. There it is. All right. And we got a terrible heal on that. Awesome. 1 point of damage. Hooray. Oh well, that's alright. Them's the dice. Anyway, it's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. And hopefully it's not the end of the game. We'll see. Either way, we're done with this turn, so it's all him. And the good part about these Thornlashers for the challenge is that he doesn't get any rerolls. it only applies to melee. Oops, I'm smacking the mic. Anyway, it only applies to melee damage or melee attacks. So that is one benefit of fighting a ranged book, is that he cannot use the challenge back against me, which I happen to like. So let's see here. I assume I'm just going to get hit for a bunch of stuff now. So 3 dice does 1 damage. There's it offsets the 1 damage from the healing charm that we got. And another attack spell. I really need to throw my reverse attack in here. That's another acid ball. Okay. Interesting. Well, we just replace the armor next turn, so it will be worth it then. Oh, wow, he gets a good roll on that too. So a bunch of damage there. 4 damage, I think, total. Yeah. And then the cool part is we still have enough heals, I think, to make it through an onslaught, but I'd prefer not to keep getting hit like this. It's not really good for your health. He's got 5 mana still. I'm assuming a rock is coming from his mage. Although he did get rid of the range, so maybe he isn't going to do that. Sometimes they can give stuff away. Alright, 4 damage gets through on that. I'm thinking Divine Reversal from Cassiel next turn will be the right move based on the 3 to 4 damage that they're putting out here. It'll block 1 attack effectively, which is fine. I don't think he's going to move his mage in, but yeah, he's going to go away. So it's clearly not a rock anymore, but it is probably a Surging Wave, now that I'm thinking about it, based on the 5 mana. And it being a water spell in school. Hey, look at that. We called it. I know, really tough call there. 3 dice, push and slam. 3 damage. Sorry, 2 damage, push and slam. Where am I going? Which way? Left. We're going to go left, next to Cassiel. Hi, Cassiel. How are you today? We're going to remove our guard. Alright. So I'll go ahead and attack that one with the pillar, since it's going to regen and it legitimately can't roll high enough to kill it. So we just want to make sure all this stuff automates anyway. Oh, it did roll really well though. 6 damage and a burn, so it's probably going to be down to 4 based on the regen. Although if the burn adds anything, I'll be pretty happy with that. But yeah, this pillar is turning out to be a really good play. I'm thinking I should keep that in mind for the next time I play against a freaking druid. They always give me trouble. Anyway, we're gonna cycle through the turn. Okay, so this turn we brought Minor Heal on Cassiel. Hopefully she'll get a chance to heal me. I'm going to quick cast the Radiant Breastplate to remove these corrodes, and then I'll bring a Divine Reversal just in case I get a chance to cast it, though I'm not expecting to actually cast that one. I'm half expecting a Tanglevine to come off the tree again, but yep, there it is. I don't know that I care. It doesn't really do much to me right now, and I get a chance to smack this Thorn Lasher since it's still in my zone. We'll see, and if he moves out of my zone for some reason, I can take a swing at the Tanglevine. Either way, I don't think that's going to do what he wants it to do. It means I don't get a chance to smack this Thorn Lasher. But while not ideal, it's not all that damaging either, especially since I'm going to get rid of the corrodes. So we're going to go ahead and replace the armor, get rid of the corrodes, and replace the same armor. Hooray! Now we don't care. And there's the move of the extra dice. I guess I can't be snatched, so that doesn't matter. We shall try. I guess he's not going to quick cast, so we're going to go ahead, get rid of that, give ourselves a daze, and attack into that guy, and hope for the best. That was not the best. It's 2 dazes in a row that have not gone my way. That's alright. I'm not dead yet, though it'd be nice to be able to hit something someday soon. He's only got 7 mana, so he may throw a Surging Wave, but he may not. Alright, the 2 armor is going to come in handy a lot right now. I think that was a pretty big part of the play here. And then hopefully this heal turns into something useful as well. And 1 damage gets through, that's not terrible. I'm going to go ahead and move Cassiel down and then do the heal. Mostly just on the off chance it baits this Thornlasher into attacking her. I'm not convinced it will, but I would prefer them to attack her and not my mage. So any chance that that might happen, I will take. So we'll roll 5 dice. Hey, that's a good roll. We're down to 16 damage, and that Sunfire Amulet's actually doing a lot of work for us right now because we're up to 42 health. So we're still in a pretty good position, all things considered. Not the best, but still a pretty good position. I've seen worse. Let's go with that. And I've been in worse. So hopefully we'll get another epic roll from the Pillar of Flame again, and maybe we'll get lucky that it kills that extra Thornlasher here, and we get our challenge token back. That last Thornlasher did 0 damage, which is nice, so that armor replacement was huge. And it tells me he doesn't have an acid ball prepped, otherwise he would have used it. And then, interestingly enough, with all of these different amounts of attacks, this Divine Protection has been huge in this game as well. And it's eliminated well over 6 dice, and it cost me 6 mana. Alright, so he attacks. Cassiel does 3 damage and Snatch, although he rolled too many dice on that one. Like I said, it worked out better that time because it means my mage isn't taking the hit. I don't really care if Cassiel gets hit at this point. She's done almost everything she can do at this point. She's done a good job keeping me afloat. Same amount of damage either way. That didn't work out too well for us, did it? Worst case scenario, I can resurrect Cassiel. If he wants to start throwing mana at Cassiel, I'm okay with this, I think. I think for now, what I need to do, though, is find a way to stop getting dazed, or roll better when I get dazed. The rolling for me on the daze effect has not been very good, so I'm thinking I might need to add some kind of clear mind or something to remove dazes in the future. Something to keep in mind for the next iteration of the book. And so the druid's going to come attack me based on him moving the ranged marker. So probably another Surging Wave would be my guess. Or a Swell. I know he likes to swell as well. Because it's a cheap attack spell as well. So we'll see. One of these days I'm going to get an eye for an eye on him, but I don't want to do that right now. He doesn't have enough mana to make it relevant. And I have more armor. So he's thinking. There might actually be a chance of him attacking Cassiel. Which I think would be good for us. Depending on how this thing rolls this turn, I may bring an Acid Ball next turn to try to knock out the Thornlasher. It doesn't have any armor, and so you have a really good chance of doing 2 direct damage because of the corrodes, and then 2 dice on top of that can definitely help with finishing off the Thornlasher. And if that's the case, then I can take a swing at this one, and hopefully we can start knocking some of these guys out. I do have a teleport handy for the Tanglevine, but I'm pretty sure he's probably running 6 of them based on this book. So I don't think it helps us all that much to start teleporting away from this when just smacking it in a little bit once we've cleared out some of the creatures will do. The attack on Paladin was cancelled. He's got 7 mana. I'm expecting a surging wave or a swell. Interesting. Could just be calculating wrong. We've had this before where people miscalculate their mana, and it doesn't show you the attack that's legal because it costs you 8 when you have 7. And it appears that is the issue this time. So apparently he had a boulder with him, which means Eye for an Eye would have been good, or will be good next time he tries to roll a boulder. So I will be throwing that onto my my mage here shortly. I'll probably do that in the first quick cast of next turn. And then I'll probably prep a healing spell on Cassiel just to get another one before she ends up inevitably getting probably sniped by these guys. We'll see though. Maybe we can get through that. Alright, he's not going to go ahead and quick cast anything, and I will not either, and we'll cycle to the next turn. Okay, so this turn, Cassiel has the Divine Reversal on her, and I will probably use that eventually. However, I am going to throw an Acid Ball on the first quick cast to try to eliminate this Thorn Lasher. In fact, by try to, I mean it's guaranteed. He's going to die. So 5 mana to get rid of an extra 3 dice attack, I think is worth it in this case. That is assuming no deployment shenanigans, but we'll see. Deployment shenanigans is like his favorite thing. So, oh cool, Vine Snapper. Okay, that's not terrible. I'm expecting Arouse the Beast to show up too then, and that'll hurt a bit, but I'm not sure I can do much about that at the moment. So we're going to start the first quick cast by throwing that Acid Ball and getting rid of that extra attack he might have. And it's a guaranteed dead. Hooray. We killed it. Mostly to make sure that it cuts down the number of attacks I take this turn. I think that was the right play, because otherwise you leave it up to a Cassiel attempt to attack, and I'd rather not do that. There's a 1/3 chance that he lives through that. Just prefer not to do it. And so it looks like he's going to attack Cassiel, which, again, I'm typically okay with. I would prefer to not have Cassiel die, but it's still better than my mage taking damage, and I'm at 16 right now. Granted, it's 16 out of 43, and he can only have so many damn attack spells, but we'll see. So he's going to throw 5 dice at Cassiel, do 4 damage. Oh, man. So she lives, and that means that I will actually get a chance to do the Divine Reversal thing, which I will probably do right away. And then, of course, he'll probably Surging Wave me, and I'll take a daze, but whatever. Details. That's how it's going to work. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I'm going to go ahead and move here. We'll do the Divine Reversal thing. That's only going to cost me 1. And then 1 to reveal. And that way there, if he does go ahead and attack Cassiel, I'm not particularly, you know, I got use out of her. She basically did her work this game. And I can bring her back. So if I end up being able to clear out some of the forest here, I'll be able to bring her back. And I'll probably start saving mana at some point for this dang banner that I keep waiting to do, but we'll see. She's no longer dazed. Oops. There we go. 2 dice, gets the 1 he needs, which means it's less damage that I will take. Hooray! Alright, Cassiel is done for. I'm going to go ahead. I brought a heal just in case I needed it, but I don't need it, so I'm going to go ahead and attack into this guy. On the off chance I roll really high. I would not like to reveal that. So let's roll 11 damage, come on. Or we can roll 8. 8's perfectly fine, it's a really good roll. I'm going to gain 2 more Valor from that. From attacking the strongest creature. I believe it's strongest, yep. 7 mana, makes it strongest. And from the amount of damage I did. So, next turn we'll challenge it and we'll go from there. Alright. No surprise, I guess I'm out of actions at this point. He's going to attack with this, which will give me a chance to do that and move it out of the way. So he will attack. Do your attack. I will prevent 2 and then heal 2 after that. And then Divine Reversal goes away. So he's only going to do 1, so other damage amount will be 0. And then I will heal 2. Alright. Cool. Oh, and I forgot to put myself on guard. Shit, I should have put myself on guard. Oh well. This will be the Arouse the Beast on the Vine Snapper probably. Oh, even better, he's attacking me. Okay, I was a little worried he was actually going to Arouse the Beast and I was going to miss a counterattack chance. I was a little scared there for a second. Alright, here comes the boulder. Cool. Maybe. Alright, there it is. Alright. Taking his time. Man, him and that effect roll have been nuts. Alright, that's cool too. That's alright though. I have a daze. So I can heal myself and then Luminous Blast this thing maybe? It's worth a shot. Still 6 dice. Yeah, okay, on to the next turn. I'm feeling okay still. I'm not dead yet, but I've been in worse situations. Alright, this turn we have less spells to prepare since Cassiel's dead. The plan is to use our full action to minor heal, spend 2 mana to go on to guard, and then Luminous Blast the crap out of, actually the Thorn Lasher I think. That way there, we can get a counter strike in against the Vine Snapper, pending any other changes, and then go from there. All of this is contingent upon what he does, of course, but that's the idea of what we're trying to do this turn. So, we'll see. There's another Vine Snapper. That's okay. Eventually we're going to get swarmed with Vine Snappers, and we'll probably have to get the hell out of here. But, we'll get there. Today's not that day yet. He's got to cycle the phase, not just hit done. Alright, first quick cast come in. He's got 5 mana, so he can only really attack spell me once. I'm assuming he's going to wait for this guy. May not happen, but I'm also going to assume there's a Rouse the Beast in there waiting for this Vine Snapper to get a whole bunch of dice against me here. So, it will be what it is. Alright, he's not going to quick. I also will not quick. Expecting the Straywood Scout to act and give everybody extra damage against me. Let's see, 6 dice against this. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he's not going for the extra dice. I think he's going to go for the extra reroll though. So he's going to roll 4 dice with a special reroll. Alright, I assume he's going to reroll the blank. So, 4 damage gets through. Reroll the blank. And he gets 1 more, alright. So that's good for him. I think he's done. He hasn't quite casted. So we're going to go ahead and do the minor heal and then follow up with the guard. So maybe he doesn't actually have Rouse the Beast, I'm not sure. So we're going to do that. We're going to remove the daze. We're going to cast minor heal. 5 dice. 4 on the heal. We're going to do this. Go on to guard. And we will quick cast a Luminous Blast into his face. It's a lot that turn, but it's kind of cool to see number of actions from that mage. We want to get the quick cast off before he gets to act on the off chance that we don't kill it. Dang it, we didn't kill him. So we wanted to kill him. We're 1 damage short, of course. On 6 dice, we should have killed him, but we did at least get the stun, so there is that. It's something. Though it's going to take me more to kill him next turn. I'm thinking In addition to the Signet, we need to add Sweeping Strike to this book, because that would help eliminate that guy next turn all in one action. Well, one round, really. Well, I guess it's a quick cast, so I'm not sure it really saves us that much. I'll look at that later. Either way, I need to make sure I put the Signet in. Signet of Dawnbreaker. Alright, I wrote that down. Cool. So it appears the Luminous Blast will be going to this Thornlasher next round. And then we will attack the Vine Snapper, who is challenged, and hopefully roll really well. Because who doesn't like rolling well, right? Jeez. Speaking of rolling well. Alright, 3 damage gets through. 5 damage on 3 dice. Man. I think I need a zone attack. It's all good though. And a quick cast. Rouse the Beast. Saw that coming. Which means we'll get to attack back. Hey, that's good. We do get to make use of our guard marker. Because he can't attack me with anything that can daze me at this point, I don't think. So I'm going to let him attack, and then I'm going to cancel. Just for those who aren't aware, the counter strikes are a little bit weird on how they calculate things. I haven't been able to fix it yet. So he's going to attack. As soon as the counter attack comes up, I'm going to cancel the counter attack and then just manually attack by dragging, because that way there it'll calculate correctly. Let's see here. Oh, he needs that melee. He's probably confused by that. Yeah, probably. Alright, 2 damage will get through. Make him roll one more die. So currently my armor is absorbing 1, which is all it can do because of piercing. And so whatever he rolls will be... So, of course it's a 2. Grr. That's alright. And then I shall attack back. And maybe we'll roll above average. Come on. We can do this, right? Or we'll roll below average. That's fine too. Alright. One of these days it'll come back around. So that only regenerates 1. He regens 2. Alright. One of these days. One of these days. Luckily we have that Sunfire Amulet on, so it's still helping us. But, man, I was really hoping to kill him on that one. He's rolling pretty well against me. It's okay, though. I'm thinking at some point I should have probably cast some buddies out there. Totally making this thing freak out a little bit. And so the extra attacks make him focus on the not mage part of me. Would have been good. I think it might be a little late now. But, yeah, it's probably a good thing to do in the future. I'm thinking also I need a zone attack. Like, there's a light spell that's a zone attack. I don't remember the name of it at the moment, but it'd be pretty good right now, especially with our current situation based on it dazing freaking everything. But, yeah. Anyway, we'll cycle back in. Okay, so this turn, we're going to hope for some lucky dice. The idea is to bring a healing charm just in case we end up using it, but what I really want to do is Luminous Blast something. So we're going to strike something with our sword, assuming it's still attached to us. We're going to then Luminous Blast, pick a target. If we end up killing the first target, great. We'll blast something else. If not, we'll probably blast it to kill it. Being that I get a reroll against this particular Vine Snapper, I'm hoping... I say this hesitantly, hoping we get to blast something else. But we'll see. He's also got 14 mana, so I'm expecting at least 1 rock, possibly 2 rocks, boulder rock thing. So Unfortunately, that might be bad for our health. Maybe. So I've passed quick cast. He also did not deploy. I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but we divine challenged this Vine Snapper. I think it was last turn. So we're going to go ahead and go right into the sword swinging part of this. We're going to roll Radiant Slash, and we're going to get a selective reroll, which is really, really nice. And we roll 6 damage. We're going to reroll the 3 blanks. Alright. And we roll 3 more blanks. Man, this is going well. Well, I guess we're just going to kill that guy. Nothing went as we had planned. Well, I guess it sort of went as we planned. That was the fallback, preferably not get to those option, but it is what it is. And we ended up killing him barely. Man, the dice have not been very favorable to me the last couple of turns. We'll go ahead and go on to guard. He has 1 less creature to deal with. Or 1 less creature to hit me with. So, unfortunately, he still gets to hit me with quite a few other creatures. So, I'm expecting an acid ball and a boulder. He's got enough for that, so that's probably it, guys. That's probably it. It's too many dice coming at me now, and I'm not rolling well enough to keep up. Unfortunately, I got myself into the situation by not having followed the plan to get some creatures out to support. That's on me. That's something I need to do, and I need to do. This was almost exactly a copy of my priest book, so some of the cards don't make sense, or some of the things I didn't transfer would make sense in here. Excuse me. Some of the things that I need to put into here weren't put into here. There we go. Like the paladin and the priest aren't the same mage. They play somewhat differently, and even with the same style, that there's a few cards I'd like to have as a paladin that I don't really run as priest. So I didn't get a chance to do that. And I didn't really do much with the Crusade banner because it seems like I don't know how to use it very well. So that's one thing I'll have to figure out with this book versus the priest book, but that's okay. Alright, so he's gone through everything. He's going to attempt. I'm really going to hope he rolls low with this Vine Snapper, because if he does, I might actually survive. It's a big, big if. Big, big, big if. However, gotta get lucky sometime, right? Sometime. So he's gonna roll 5 dice against me with a piercing 1. Come on. Hey, all normal damage, only 4, so 3 will get through. I'm okay with that. He doesn't get his free. He doesn't get his reroll. However, I do get to attack back because I have a counter strike. We're gonna go ahead and do that right now. And we rolled. Now we roll above average. Come on. That would have been a 1-hit kill earlier. Grumble, grumble, grumble. That's all right. At least we rolled above average on that one. So that's a dead snapper, and I'm expecting a couple attack spells to come in now, because he has enough to do it. So I'm thinking it might just be best if I survive somehow. Yeah. Okay, so it's a wand boulder instead. If I survive somehow, I'm thinking a divine intervention out of here would be a good idea. I don't really know that I have any other option at this point. So that's alright though. And the boulder. Just gotta wait for him to reveal it. Yep, there it is. Nothing fancy, just throwing rocks. 6 damage will get through. Yep. Oh, 5. Oh, I have 2 armor. I knew that. Okay, I'll take that. I'm not technically dead yet. Yeah, ain't looking too good right now. So Well, that's alright. We'll see what we can do here. We'll see what we can do. Alright, so that's probably going to be game. However, we technically have to play it out just in case he rolls like crap. The plan is to survive first and then see if we want a healing charm depending on how much damage he did, or DI the heck out of there. Yeah, we'll see. So, there's the expected boulder. And depending on the, statistically speaking, I think it should kill me at 60% or so. If he rolls like he did last time, technically I live. We'll see. Actually, we're about to find out. Ooh, he does not kill me. So 5 damage. Interesting. That tells me I probably want to do the healing charm. I can healing charm myself now, and then I can cast divine intervention onto myself and guard, so that next turn, after he's done stuff, I can just teleport out of there and hit the tree possibly. Let's go ahead and just reveal that now. Woo! 4 points healed. Alright, so basically everything he just did was undone. I guess it doesn't automatically adjust. Anyway. Interesting. I'll have to look at that because it was supposed to do that. It used to. Anyway. Yep, so he's going to attack me. I guess guarding wouldn't do any good, would it? Cool, no damage there. I don't know that I want to give him the opportunity to attack. I might just want to go for the attack here. Let me see. Now I'm actually in territory I wasn't expecting to be in. I'm alive. Interesting. I can do the cleansing aura, which would let me heal myself by 2. And then I'll get first quick cast where I can divine intervention myself away. I don't know that I want to do that at this point. Let's pass and see what happens here. If he does that guy, then I'll just divine intervention away, I believe. Because over there he can't shoot me and nothing else can hit me. If nothing else can hit me, I gain an extra life, and I have a little bit extra life buffer, and I can divine intervention myself right over here to this tree, where next turn I could start smacking it around a little bit and seeing if I can make a little bit of progress back. I don't know if that's the right call this turn, though. I don't know. It's a tough call. I have to make one of these one day. I think we're going to go to try for the smackdown. Because he can't cast... He can cast a rock at me. But he's going to cast the boulder at me next turn regardless. I think we're just going to do it. We're going to go for it. Because our only chance is to start taking his dice off the board. Hey, I managed to avoid fumbling the attack for the first time today. And we lay the smacketh down upon the... So that's 11 Valor now. Oh, shit. I deleted my own stats card here. And I'm going to also add... challenge marker back. Alright, anyway. So. I believe it's his turn. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put myself on guard just in case. On some off chance that it matters. There we go. Anyway. Sorry for the confusion there. Now we're going to hope that the dice continue to be friendly for this one. Alright, 1 damage. I'm not dead yet. It's a miracle that I can say that right now. Oh, he forgot to add the thing. Yep. Alright. Might be able to Divine Reversal next turn as well. But I think the Divine Intervention out of the Tanglevine is the best play first. Because we're going to take some boulders. I mean, I know we're going to take some boulders. I don't know how to solve that problem right now. What might just be the best plan is to teleport him into my zone and... Nope, I got nothing. That's probably a Poison Blood. That's alright though. That means I'm not taking any more damage this turn. Hooray. You know it's bad when that's your favorite thing about the turn, right? Alright. Oh, I forgot to hit the actions phase. Alright, so we live 1 more turn, and hopefully we can get our... I'm not really sure about our long-term plan, but our short-term plan is to survive, and thus far we have been successful with that. So, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so this turn we're going to do something a little janky. We're going to put a Divine Intervention on him, and when he goes to cast that boulder, we're going to cancel the boulder, which will bring him into our zone here when we decide to smack him. I don't think it's going to work in the long term, but it's about what I've come down to at this point. It wastes his mana for this turn, and maybe, just maybe, he'll roll like crap next turn. I don't know. I think this one's over, but gotta try it, right? Gotta go for the fun. Yeah, I think this one's done, unfortunately. We didn't get enough creatures out early enough, which is really what killed us. Looking back on it, if we had cast the banner early on, if we'd cast the banner early on while we were building up, I think we would have been in a much better position, at least against this druid, because we would have had the ability, the longer the banner waited, the less mana waste it was, and we would have had the ability to pop these 2 out pretty much anytime we wanted. So, you know, we probably screwed that up, but it's tactics development. For the first time ever playing this book, that's not half bad. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see if he does what we think he will. I do still have a Surging Wave just in case, but I think it makes more sense to attack the Tanglevine if he decides to wait. So I went fast again. I think it makes sense to attack the Tanglevine at least to try to get out of it. We're going to roll 8 dice, so statistically speaking it should kill it, and if we use a Valor on it, it can increase the chance of a burn to 50%, so it might work. Otherwise he might just roll 4 crits on attack from the Thorn Lasher and we may just die, but be a little anticlimactic, but it'd be what it is. It would be what, yeah, okay, I said that right. So, here comes the attack from the Thorn Lasher. Come on. Come on, buddy. Maybe. He's still thinking it, apparently. That's alright, though. There it is. Just rolls 6 crits. Okay, that's a little anticlimactic, but it is what it is, I guess. Anyway, like I said earlier, we probably screwed up when we didn't get out more creatures. But overall, from a first concept test point, I think we're close. Just, you know, the life totals aren't close, but everything else was actually a relatively close game, I think. If we could have just gotten over the hump, we would have been okay. That's all right. Anyway, next time, apparently you kill it with Thorn Lashers, but when in doubt, kill it with fire. This has been the Shark Tank, and this is Sharkbait signing out.